Hi and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another podcast video. And in today's video, we're going to delve into recession. We're going to delve into what I'm expecting to happen and why I'm expecting it to happen in this way. We're going to dig into a lot of crypto stuff, some really bullish stuff around the ETFs for Bitcoin, some really bullish stuff for altcoins. The likes of VeChain have some real positive things on the horizon, and much more. So we're going to dig into lots of stuff, lots to cover off. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here, and a US recession is coming this year according to HSBC, with Europe to follow in 2024. So this is really interesting stuff. It's stuff that we've talked about an awful lot over the past 6 months or so, right? And I want to dig into a lot of this stuff, give you my thoughts and opinions on what I think is going to be happening over the coming weeks and months. In its mid-year outlook, the British banking giant asset manager said recession warnings are flashing red for many economies. And this is something that a lot of crypto influencers, hedge fund leaders like 𝗕𝗂𝗪𝗠 and so on seem to not really be, at least publicly, factoring in to what they're talking about when it comes to cryptocurrency and where they expect the market to be going. Either they're experts that have got this market very, very wrong, or they're right, and my thoughts and opinions are completely obsolete and wrong. And look, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this stuff plays out. But what I want to do is just quickly recap, and I talk about this a lot, so apologies if you've heard this stuff before, but I don't think we Cheeky Crypto as a collective team get as much clout and respect as I believe we should get. I don't think we're getting called out for the amount of correct calls that we've made in this bear market. Like, everybody just wants to touch on the one or two things that we've got wrong in the past, and long time ago now as well. Things have moved on, progressions and learnings have been made, and if you keep making the same mistake over and over again, then you're a fool, in my opinion. And this is what we're seeing a lot of influencers do, talking about the market in such a way that every single time it's positive and every time they seem to be wrong, and they don't seem to get called out for it. And I don't want to use this as a podcast to go calling people out, but what I would say is, back in May 2022, I personally sold my entire ADA bag. I was told I was wrong, I would regret it, and so on. I said that in June 2022, we would see the next lower low. In June 2022, we saw the next lower low. I went on to say that didn't feel like the lowest low and to expect another lower low. Again, I got told I was wrong. I had indicators thrown at me from magical indicators, 7 or 8 of them, to which I said they would become invalidated. November happened, and we got a new lower low. All of those indicators, I believe 8 or so, sometimes others were throwing different indicators at us, they were all invalidated, just like I said they would. We went on in December to say expect bear market rallies throughout 2023. That is what we've seen. We've seen bear market rallies. What I would also say is, in December, January, February, March, April, May, we have been kind of saying to expect more lower lows in June 2023. We've seen new lower lows for a number of different altcoins this month in June 2023. I have also said throughout April and May when the Fed pauses to expect a bullish market with more bear market rallies. That is what we are seeing now. And when we get the Fed pivot, I expect an almighty crash. And that is the stuff that I expect in this market. What happens in between, is neither here or there. At the moment, I'm expecting the market to react bullishly. But I do think that it's going to be short-lived. And why I think it's going to be short-lived is because of things like this. Recession on the horizon. We're seeing inflation, liquidity dry up. We're seeing interest rates on mortgages sky high. People are going to lose their homes, people are going to lose their jobs, and things are going to be very, very bad. We're seeing savings being reduced to zero for many households around the world. We're seeing commercial real estate really struggling, cracks appearing. We're seeing defaults on commercial properties. We're seeing commercial properties being turned into residential properties, through new legislation that's to help these very wealthy people not have to go bankrupt and default on huge amounts of commercial real estate and residential. But that pivot from commercial to residential real estate is going to have a real big impact on price of residential properties. There's going to end up we could end up with a shift in the dynamic of the market, right? And supply and demand changes there, so that could reduce the price and values of homes in different parts of the world. Again, it's going to have a really big impact on anybody that needs to sell their properties in order not to lose their homes and default, basically. So look, there's lots of stuff going on, and I think the people that are being squeezed are the people that perhaps are invested in crypto right now, that have been buying these dips that whales have been selling and so on. So I want us to be mindful of the macro landscape and what to expect. I've kind of been as clear and as concise as I can possibly be. I go through our history of all the things that we've flagged and highlighted. We highlighted FTX before it happened, before the CEO of Binance said anything in in tweets and stuff like that. We flagged it before then. We saved a lot of people a lot of money. We flagged before the FTX collapse that there's a potential short on Solana and FTT amongst other altcoins associated with 𝗕𝗓𝗪 research. We highlighted BlockFi before anybody said anything, and many others. So we've navigated this bear market impeccably. I don't expect that to change. Are we going to be right about absolutely everything? Absolutely not. I want to be really clear on that, but I have been as clear and as concise as I can possibly be, with the goal of supporting as many of you to be successful in this space. So look, that's the best that we can do. It's it's how we see the market. It doesn't always align with others. We're probably going to be aligned to many others right now because we do expect the market to be bullish. And a lot of these people talking about liquidity are talking out of their absolute arseholes, because at the end of the day, the liquidity's drying up. It's not becoming more and more available as people would have you believe. So just be mindful of all of this. Be careful who you're watching. Not suggesting that the likes of 𝗕𝗫𝗪 are wrong all the time, or wrong in some of the aspects and things that they're covering, but they're very wrong on certain things, in my opinion. So yeah, look, HSBC rolls out cryptocurrency services, if I can get my words out, in Hong Kong, according to reports. Free crypto ETFs listed on the stock exchange of Hong Kong are now reportedly available for trading at Hong Kong's largest bank. So look, we're seeing an awful lot of big things happening in the crypto space that are really positive. Obviously not in the US. I do think that that's going to change. They're going to do a 𝗖𝗢𝗪𝗧. Mark my words, that will happen, right? Another little prediction for you there. But HSBC, the largest bank in Hong Kong, today allows its customers to buy and sell Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs listed on the Hong Kong exchange, and it's also the first bank in Hong Kong to allow it. The move will expand local users' exposure to cryptocurrency in Hong Kong. This is huge news. We're even seeing the likes of altcoins also being made available. The likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins. We've got We got Litecoin, BNB, Matic, ADA, Atom, File, Near, Algo, ICP, XRP, Doge, 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 if I can get my words out, SHIB, Link, XMR, XLM, OKB, LDO, HBAR, VChain, ZVET, QNT, FTM, EOS. So look, why is this stuff important, right? I want to talk about why it's so important, right? Because it really is. If we just take into consideration pensions, right, that stands, at least I believe it, to be around $47.9 trillion worth of pension assets currently, which accounts for 62% of GDP of these economies, right? So Australia, Canada, Japan, Netherlands, Switzerland, UK, and US, for example. So why is this important? Well, pension funds are going to probably start to get exposure to crypto. It's coming. Mark my words, it's coming. And this is going to be really bullish because, you're talking about Bitcoin being potentially worth somewhere in the region of about $3 to $4, possibly even $500,000 per Bitcoin if just a percentage of the money in pensions gets put into Bitcoin, for example. And altcoins, again, we talk about what people would say is silly numbers for crypto projects, but it's a reality. I really do want to just explain that it is a real reality, right? We look at some of these altcoins. Matic could see silly prices. ADA could see silly prices. Near Protocol, Atom, Algo, ICP, XRP, DOT, like all of these projects are going to become more and more available, in the form of ETFs and other, financial instruments. Like these are really positive things and, are really likely to make a big improvement in crypto and, take us to the sort of money that people can't fathom. I really do believe that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. All the recession and all that stuff is bad in the short term. The key for me is to do everything that you can to keep your crypto and continue accumulating. That's my thoughts, my opinions, not financial advice. I think we're really early to something that's going to be, generational level wealth, for many people, and it's going to change many people's lives and many generations associated with those individuals, in my opinion. But take everything that I say with a grain of salt. What do I know? EU seals deal on crypto bank capital rules. Lawmakers have provisionally favoured prohibitive capital requirements to keep unbanked crypto assets out of the banking system. The European Union on Tuesday secured a potential deal on new bank capital legislation, including for crypto assets, after lawmakers sought prohibitive rules to keep unbanked crypto out of the traditional markets. The deal announced on Twitter from the European Parliament Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee after a meeting among representatives of the European Parliament, national governments and European Commission, which had first proposed the new rules back in 2021. The potential deal, which introduced sweeping and controversial changes to how banking assess the risk of corporate and home loans, must now be voted on by members of state in the EU councils and by lawmakers to become legislation, a process that can basically take a few months to get in place. But really interesting stuff, one we need to monitor. Apologies, I can't get my words out today. Firms managing $27 trillion in assets are embracing crypto. CoinShares CSO was stated. So the top 8 financial institutions with an interest in Bitcoin and crypto have a whopping $27 trillion in combined assets under management. It's a huge deal, right? We're talking about BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, Invesco, Bank of America, just to list a few there, right? And really interesting stuff. Crypto's going absolutely nowhere. Big money lied to everybody when they said that it was going to zero. And now watch this space, because we're going to see big money getting involved. We're going to wait for this recession to hit. The rich don't really get too impacted, in my opinion. The ultra wealthy are going to make the absolute most out of this. Believe me. Russians appeared to seek refuge in crypto during the revolt that was happening there. A lot of Russians were getting involved in stable coins rather than keeping their native fiat. One to see more of, I would imagine, again, speaks volumes. Token issuers in Japan exempt from 30% crypto tax on paper gains. Again, another change. Again, another really positive one. And then we've got crypto firm Circle eyeing Hong Kong policies with Asia in focus. Hedge demands for digital dollars in Asia. EMs, if I can get my words out, says Circle CEO. Circle got a major payments institution license in Singapore. So more to come from Circle. Look, Hong Kong seems to be all over it right now. I think the UK are potentially falling behind a little bit. But I am liking some of the things that are coming out of the UK. Apart from, we're probably going to have to move our business abroad because of some of the advertising rules that are being brought in. But there we go. We can't have it all. It's just a little bit of pain for a little bit of gain. What I would also say, Nick and myself are, super stoked to announce that our new membership website will be going live, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗧𝗏, on the 1st of July. We've integrated ChatGPT with our own data sets that sit behind it, which is going to be super cool for members. We've got Nick's wallet data, so you can get on there. You can have a play around with it. We've got refer and earn as well for members. There is just so much that I could mention. I'll be here for hours. There's lots of upgrades in the new membership website, and we're super excited about showcasing that with our community. So do check it out on the 1st of July. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.